Greetings, gamer chums. This is another classic Dizzy game, as I'm sure you're all aware. Treasure Island Dizzy. I can't quite decide which is my favourite, actually. This or the first one. They're both really good games. They're both equally quite challenging. This, as I said in the Dizzy review, you only get one life for Treasure Island Dizzy, whereas you started with 3 lives on the original game and could collect more. But in this game, 1 life is all you get. For those that don't know the premise, Dizzy found himself on a pirate ship, I believe. I can't remember. It's been about 30 years since I saw the inlay card, but he was asked to do all these jobs and he was hopeless at them. So they made him walk the plank and he managed to survive, get himself to this island of which he knows nothing, and has to figure out a way to get home again. Now, you don't know from the start really that you need 30 gold coins. There's a dude you meet at the end of the game who wants 30 gold coins to let you pass. They're hidden throughout the map. Some are in plain sight. Some are behind objects, as you've already seen. I do know where they all are because, of course, I practiced the game a few times before recording this. But you can, if you don't know where they are, you can spend quite a bit of time walking and searching, just trying to find them all. And in addition to that, you've got to, find all the right items and figure out what they do to help you progress. So what we're working towards is a boat, to get a boat off the island. There was never any 128K music for the original Dizzy game, so this one does have that advantage over it. It's got this upbeat 128K tune. Now that thing you see there, that is a booby trap. If you walk under it, it comes down, Dizzy gets trapped, and it's game over. Though actually, if you're looking for a super quick game over, you can actually lose this game in the space of about a second and a half maybe. Because if right from the start you jump into the water, Dizzy drowns and your game ends. I'm not sure exactly how quick it is, but it's certainly less than 2 seconds, I'm sure. It's insane. Oh, and if you accidentally press the Q key while you're playing, the game will quit. It won't even ask you if you're sure you want to quit. It will just quit back to the title screen, so watch out for that when you're playing it. So, I will need that rubber snorkel. Okay, that's not how you spell snorkel, but there's nothing much I can do about that. But you do need the snorkeler. A fair amount throughout the game. You need it quite a lot. Another booby trap. You've got to know where the booby traps are and just keep avoiding them. They will all end your game. So at the moment, I think I was just I wasn't 100% sure of where all the coins were. But don't worry, I figure it out. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't have uploaded this video. Okay, so I have a few of the objects that I need. It's time to head into the water. That there's a tube of toothpaste. That's one of the red herrings in the game. That's an object you don't need. Doesn't do anything. One thing the early Dizzy games lacked is interaction with other characters. There are, in fact, 2 characters in this game with whom you interact. But that's it, really. It is rectified a bit in the next game, Fantasy World Dizzy. You start to meet Dizzy's family. and converse with them. It's vitally important when you're playing this bit that you don't drop the snorkel, because if you drop the snorkel, you drown. Obviously. Oh, and you can't touch any of those, the jellyfish, the fish or the crabs, they'll kill you straight away. You do tend to have to rearrange your objects in order to use them in the correct order, so I need to use that saltwater spade underwater, but obviously I can't use it until I drop the snorkel, so I need to go back onto the shore and rearrange my items. It could be a little bit tiresome, but if you've played through the first game, it is nowhere near as tiresome as that. Because, I mean, look, you get to carry 3 objects this time instead of just 1. It's a huge step up. I don't know, maybe it would be fair to say that I prefer this to the original, but honestly, I'm always going to be in two minds about that, because there are some great things about the first game. It's just cool. This is one game that I actually did beat back in the day, back when it came out. I had this, and I did eventually beat it. I do remember thinking that it was very hard to beat, but it's actually not. Not really. A few practice goes and you're there. But as a kid, I used to get really nervous about some of the jumps, knowing that I could just die straight away and lose my game. So I have to use that sword to open that grave. I'm not sure if there were any actual hints that that's what you're supposed to do. But that is in fact how it works. This game doesn't really give you that as many clues as the first game. In the first game there were those slowly scrolling signs up in the sky, but there's none of that here. So here's the guy that one of the guys we can interact with. He says, I suppose you want a boat? Well, it's going to cost you. I don't know if giving him this bucket is actually important. All he says is thanks. He doesn't give you anything in return. I figured whilst I'm here, collect as many of the coins as I can. As you can see, I've already got 23, and there are only 30 to get. That key is for a little secret cave under the water, which I'll be going to shortly. Yes, as you can imagine, being able to carry 3 items means there's an awful lot less traipsing back and forth, trying to use them where they need to go. So I know there's a coin in this room. You pick up that skull. There's one of the coins. Rearrange my object, because you don't actually need the skull. It's just there to hide the coin. I suppose technically there are quite a few red herrings in this game, because there are all those plants that you can pick up with hidden coins behind them, and you don't need any of those plants. Those torches kill you in one go, so you've got to stand in the right place to get that coin. Dizzy's very fragile. Bless him. So that is a microwave oven. I suppose that's meant to be like an amusing anachronism, given that you're on a deserted island. What would the natives want with a microwave? Ha ha ha. Very 80s joke. I always used to dread this part when I was a kid, because I didn't realise at the time that the sprites sort of worked on a cycle. If you wait long enough, that fish comes back and then goes out again. You'll see that in some points while I'm under the water, I will wait for some of the fish to reach a certain place. And the reason for that is their sort of movement cycle doesn't continue when you're not in the room. So those fish that you just saw there, that little school of fish, will be in the same place when I leave the room. They won't actually move. So if I have them directly over the portion of the screen where I come up, like right there, then they'll kill me the next time I come up. Did that make sense, or was it gibberish? Most of the time, I find it rather difficult to focus on what I'm talking about. Poor me. This guy wants the microwave oven, so I'll give it to him. So now I have the boat, a dehydrated boat, just to add water. No problem. I've no idea what that scroll says. Yes, I suppose now that I think about it, those scrolls there have replaced the text in the sky that was in the first game. A few of those scrolls give you hints as to what to do, and a few of them are just advertisements for other Codemasters games like ATV Simulator and that kind of thing. Don't suppose you can blame them for that. So the objects that I have there, the Bible and the axe, are to help me get some cursed treasure, which is another thing that guy wants. That shopkeeper guy is going to do extremely well out of Dizzy. The poor gullible egg that he is. But you'll see why I need the Bible as well as the axe. I think it's a good time to wait for that fish. Just so that it's going the other way. And I've got plenty of room. I'm not sure I ever figured that out when I was a kid. Which is probably why this game was so difficult for me. It's a wonder I got through it at all. Need to rearrange my objects. Yeah, the axe cuts open the bridge. But I daren't go down there without the Bible. Because what happens here is you collect the treasure and you come up through the grave in the next screen. So if you're holding the treasure and not the Bible, you get struck by lightning and die. If you go down there without the Bible, then you're best just to leave. Because if you come up through the grave without the treasure, nothing will happen to you. But you will have to go around again to pick up the treasure. So don't need the Bible anymore. Discard that. It can be a bit bothersome when Dizzy just keeps on tumbling, but... well, he wouldn't be called Dizzy if he didn't do that. Oh, the camcorder, yes. The video camera, that's another item that the shop owner wants. Don't really know how he's been doing business since before Dizzy came. Can't imagine it was thriving. Trying to sing the tune, but I don't actually know it. Possibly a mistake. Yeah, so you see how I played it with the fish there? You gotta keep them out of the way. Back to the shop. Doesn't feel quite as much of a slog across this game than it did the first game. Again, that's due to the items. Okay, so now I have the fuel for the boat. Oh no, sorry. The fuel and the motor. So the motor makes the boat go green. The fuel makes it go white. Just to let you know, you're on your way. But it's not time to leave yet. There's one more thing we gotta get, and that's a bag of gold coins. He doesn't want the coins I've already got. He's not interested in those. No, he wants another bag. Which is why I need the dynamite, as that says. I'm afraid that's not how you spell dynamite, lads. Some of the Dizzy games do seem to be rife with spelling mistakes. Back across the ocean floor. Tum-ty-tum-ty-tum. I think I remember playing this on the Amiga as well. Very much the same. I mean, it looks a lot nicer and has music by Alistair Brimble, who was a figurehead of Team 17. Anyone who's an Amiga aficionado will know about them, will know about Alistair Brimble. So there's another item that you have to get to go with the dynamite, and that is the detonator, of course. You have to be careful in which order you place them, but I'll get to that. And as you can see, I've only got 2 coins left to collect, one of which is in the last screen in the game, so can't get that now. Presumably I'll get the other one soon enough. There it is. It's made the dynamite go a bit weird there. Slightly glitched out the graphics. That's better. That's apparently an infrared detonator. I think it's infrared, lads. Maybe these games are done in a hurry and they just don't have time to check their spelling. If it was done in a hurry, it's still pretty tight. I get the feeling that the popularity of the Dizzy games kind of started to wane after this one. I remember people raving about the first 2 games and the magazines loving them. But it feels like it started to get a bit samey when they got to the 3rd game, which, by the way, I will do. I might even do the 4th, I'm not sure. So there you go. If you place the detonator first and then the dynamite, you get blown up because it goes off by itself. So you have to place the dynamite, then the detonator. Bear that in mind, kids. Now I'm going to take the gold coins all the way back. That green thing you see there is a magazine. It's Sinclair Abuser, which is obviously a joke on Sinclair User magazine. But it's another item that you don't need. You see all the little horrible faces in the trees? I think they've all got them. They've all got twisted faces in their trunks. You ever feel like you're not welcome somewhere? Or at least the palm trees look normal. Pick up my snorkel and go. Only 1 coin left. And we're fast approaching that. That red rock I just walked over there, doesn't that look suspicious? Doesn't it look like you should be able to move that and get down there or something? Well, I don't believe you can. Past the horrid trees. Hello, horrid tree. Hello, other horrid tree. Alright, dude, you've had so much out of me. Here you go. Sorry to see you go. You've been my best customer. You've been my only customer. Oh, look at this. I'd have got it myself. That's just staggeringly poor grammar. Yes, I did actually stop just to point that out. So pedantic. Right, the boat is now in motion. Go across this very short stretch of water. There's the last coin. Bing! If you read that, congratulations! You have successfully solved all puzzles and truly, spelt wrong again, earned your freedom. Good luck, Dizzy. 30 gold coins, impressive. I suppose you'd like to continue now? Well, I'm sorry you can't. You see, this is the edge of this fantasy world. You've seen and done everything. Farewell till we meet again. This is the edge of this fantasy world. I'm not sure what he means by that. But that is the end of the game. Short and sweet, and then it just resets on you to tell you are very much done. So bye-bye.